No, but I think it's a very flattering
Todd and
color.
Erin Morning Stream, GetBarDaily.com. This new shirt, new hair.
I know, doesn't he look great?
What was wrong with the old Todd?
No, because I like your hair looks trim and sleek, and I just wanted to try out a new color for you because that's not one you've usually gone for. I just don't want you to wear gray anymore. I hate that color on you.
What do you call this? You see that muscle? Yeah, that's right. What color is this? What's cranberry?
It's like a cranberry.
It's like a cranberry, but it's not.
It's cranberry-esque.
Let's go to the mountain cam.
Okay, good morning, everybody on Facebook. By the way, Morning Mountain Cam is brought to you by our dear friends over at Black Diamond Experts. That would be electric, plumbing, heating, and air. Highs today are going to be maybe mid-90s for the rest of the weekend, so that's not so bad. Crazy stories today. Number one, how about if you donated a kidney and then you found out that you just donated it to your former missionary companion from like 20 years ago?
Prison drones, what are they delivering?
Oh, I didn't think
Pizzas?
that.
I don't think so.
Oh, all the weird stuff a creepy guy can do to you, and it's completely legal.
And a ghost thief. There's ghost thieving stuff, and we're going to talk about that. Yes. But first, you want to start with this kidney thing. I don't get it.
I know. I thought this was really cool. Okay, right now there's over 100,000 people who are waiting for an organ transplant in the United States.
Right.
When Todd and I lost our son last year, we donated his corneas,
Right.
and got a really beautiful letter back from the woman who had received both. She was slowly going blind, and now she can see through our son's green eyes. And she wrote a beautiful letter about how much it meant to her. So, organ donation is like. It's like it has to be the most important thing in the world for these people who are waiting for every second.
You mentioned 20 years or something. What was that?
Well, Maka Avila was diagnosed with diabetes about 8 years ago. And this has, of course, a myriad of other health issues that follow along with
Right.
it, including kidney failure. And then he got a really brutal diagnosis, and he was trying to care for himself and,
Right.
and do the right things
Right.
and diet. And he was like, okay, I'm doing good. I'm following along. It's getting better. And then they called and said, we have another diagnosis for you. Your kidneys are not functioning correctly.
Oh, boy.
So they put him on the kidney transplant list, and we've got good friends who've been going through this, and the time that you wait and everything you go through. And he said, first I was just worried about my kids and my wife, and then I thought I won't be able to shovel the snow in front of my house,
Right.
And my wife could slip. And he says, and what is it going to mean for them if
My wife could slip?
No, he's so
oh
sweet.
My gosh.
He was like his worries, like I won't be able to shovel the walks and stuff. And he says, and now it's 12 hours of dialysis a week, which is extraordinarily brutal. It was really interesting. So on the other side, there was a guy who had been reading about donations and stuff, and he went, well, I've got to get into this. I've got to see if I'm a match for somebody. So he went through some of the DNA databases, and he volunteered. You more or less really volunteer your services. It's really interesting. They have bone marrow registries,
Right.
Several other organ registries.
Right.
And so he went on the list. Now, here's the interesting thing. About 20 years ago, Brandon Sear, who put himself on the donor list, knew Avila. He knew him because they were both missionaries from the Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. They were in the New Jersey Morristown.
New Jersey?
Mission.
What did they do wrong?
And they hit it off immediately. They said we had a lot of philosophies that were the same. We were good buddies.
Yeah.
And they'd stayed in touch periodically throughout the years, but then kind of lost touch the way we all do.
Okay.
It's just one of those things. And then he felt a note on Facebook, and he went, I know this guy. And then he went through it, and he looked about his search for a kidney. He goes, dude, I'm on the registry. Would you please go ask your doctor, your transplant team, to just go check?
Right.
And they're like, that's not going to work. That's dumb. And he said, well, just go check. So he actually sent the registration information to his doctor and his transplant team. It turned out that they were such a good match that they were actually shocked they weren't related. So once again,
This guy knew someone 20 years ago.
20 years ago, they were missionary companions.
He gives him a chunk of his body.
20 years later, he had decided he wanted to donate an organ. He had gotten on a list, suddenly found his old friend, found out they were a match, donated the kidneys. And since then, and which is why we're telling the stories, they went public with it because they thought it was so important to share this fact.
For donations?
Please be an organ donor.
Wow.
Not only for after, but for now. If you feel like you could be a match for somebody else, for liver, for bone marrow, for all these things,
Right.
it is such a crucial life-saving thing. And so that's why they wanted to go public and talk about it, to talk about how crucial this was.
The donor must have done something horrible.
What do you mean?
Because he donated his kidney and
He did something so beautiful and so noble.
trying to get back into heaven.
So you basically think he's making up for like an evil past life or something?
He's trying to.
I just thought it was a beautiful story because it talked about organ donation.
And he's going to heaven now.
You're
Despite that horrible thing he did.
He sounded like a very nice person.
He is now because he donated. All right, so we are proud.
Donate.
We are proud. Yes, do donate. Proud to say that Erin and I are no longer homeless. We'll be homeless for a period of about 45 minutes.
That part's scary.
It's scary.
It's real shaky.
You're in limbo.
Really, it's going to take 45 minutes to travel a full block from our house.
We're moving like a block and a half, and so everybody threw a big party for us last night, which is a big going away party. And then we found out where we were moving to, and they just like took all our drinks away and
You're like a sham.
shoot us off the lawn.
Sham. We even rented a food truck for you, and we're like,
Right.
sorry.
So anyway, moving. I don't know where my underwear is. I'll leave that to you to think about.
It's labeled in the box Todd's underwear, which made me fall over laughing because I was just going, yeah, the movers are going to enjoy that.
The stuff I can't find is when they set, what do they call it?
Staged
Our house. Staging our house means all my kitchen stuff goes in the garage in a box I can't find.
Yeah, but see how much the point of this exercise though is, do you see how well we got along with less? Because they basically stripped down our entire house to make it look bigger. But look how good we did with less stuff. We didn't suffer. You still cooked. Everything was still the same. Think about it.
It's just we haven't moved in 30 years, so this is why this is so traumatic for us. It is weird. We're going to a new place. Now, whose bed goes where? You got to stand at the door. This is your job. You stand at the door, you walk in, you look at the box, and you say, Zoe's room, that way. Kitchen, that way. So you're the traffic person.
No, the part that's sad for me is I had to promise Zoe that she could paint and decorate her own room because the kid's 6 now. Now, I would like to point out that when I decorated Zoe's room when she was a baby, I had exquisite taste. Therefore, her room was beautiful. She's now going to do some hideous shade of purple, gray, and I'm sure she's going to want something like unicorns and emojis or something on the wall. And
It's not our house.
You can still paint.
There's limited things you can do to a rental house.
Well, you can't knock out a wall, but she can paint her room.
It's just something I'm going to have to paint when we leave.
Yeah.
Jerk.
Moving on.
All right, so I want to show you this really cool thing. Show them the picture on this, because this is a little crazy. And see the
What
thing
is
in the
that?
middle? It's not a vacuum cleaner.
It looks like an air
Right,
cleaner,
right.
like one
And
of
the
those air
base-
scrubbers.
Base looks like one of those auto vacuum units.
Is this like a Roomba, like one of the vacuuming things?
Nope.
What does it do?
It's a person who attends the getting stuff in the stores and figure out what you're low on, and they can restock it. It's a stock boy, stock
Really?
girl. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
How does it work?
It goes up and down the aisle. It uses a laser to read the code reader. It looks in, laser beam, sees how far back or if there's any other product behind.
Mm-hmm.
And then it goes ahead, registers that. It goes back to the department, the warehouse back there, and says, bring more out and stock the shelves.
You know how this is going to go wrong.
Oh, yeah.
This is a horror movie.
This
is a horror movie where 2 teenage stock boys were trapped late at night because they were making out in the back room, and then the store closed, and they come out, and the laser's gone rogue. And then the robot's going up and down, and it's like searing things and exploding stuff all through the aisles, and like cans are going crazy. And then the laser has turned deadly, and it goes down, and then the stock boys have to evade it, and they have to find a way to fight to their freedom and get through the front door.
Does a laser cook meat and stuff as it goes to the meat
Well,
department?
yeah, they pause first and have a barbecue, and then they continue through their desperate bid for freedom.
Yeah. Do they survive? Because
One does. The other throws himself in front of the laser and he's incinerated.
That's so
and the
nice.
other one staggers out. No, there's always one, and then usually when that one is out there and they're like hair's askew and they're looking at the sunrise starting,
Right.
it's right then when a laser comes through the window and incinerates their brain and it explodes. You can thank me later. Screenwriters, you're welcome.
Robot Stock Boy 2 is coming out next fall. So anyway, it goes up and down the aisles. And if you think old women are slow in the supermarket, just wait until you have to avoid this thing.
I thought my ending was better.
Yours is really good. And I would copyright that right now because they're probably writing and typing right now.
That's a present. It's just who I am. It's just who I am.
You're
All right, we
such
need to
a-
go to Daisy.
Such a giver.
We need to go to Daisy, the Gephardt Daily Newsroom. She is brought to you by Fink and McGregor. Our dear friends make mortgages made simple. Just go to fink-mcgregor.com. You can take the 4-minute mortgage challenge and see what's available for you. Executive transportation. If you need a wonderful night out, maybe you just need regular trips to the airport, March is your man. Just go to executiveutah.com to book your ride. And All Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air. With 24-hour service in torrential rains, it's a combination that's very handy to have his number on your refrigerator. 801-652-4755. Good morning, Daisy. What's going on today?
Here's what's making headlines Friday, July 28th on GephartDaily.com. The Donald Trump White House is calling for the immediate release of Utah native Josh Holt, the former LDS missionary who's been held in a Venezuelan prison for more than a year. Officials in Caracas accuse Holt of possessing illegal weapons and planning against the government, but his mother says he's being railroaded and that her son was only looking for a bride when he returned to Venezuela after his mission. Trump reportedly told the Venezuelans he was very concerned about the situation and called for Holt's immediate release based on humanitarian grounds. Utah Representative Mia Love has ramrodded legislation letting members of Congress use their office funds to pay for security upgrades at their private homes. Love's legislation comes after House Majority Whip Steve Scalise was shot, in addition to other threats being leveled against members of Congress. Love's amendment was approved by way of a voice vote. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is hosting a public open house of the newly expanded Missionary Training Center in Provo, Utah, starting next week. The MTC open house begins July 31st and runs through August 19th. The expansion at the Provo MTC took more than 2 years to complete. It now boasts 2 new 6-story buildings, 200 new classrooms, and 13 new computer labs. The MTC can currently house and train 3,700 missionaries at a time. And now time for a look at your weekend weather along the Wasatch Front, where we'll continue to see temperatures in the mid to upper 90s under partly cloudy skies. The chance of rain hovers around 10%, and I wish it was a little more than that. That's it for now. More news 24/7 on GephartDaily.com. Todd and Erin, back to you.
All right, thanks, Daisy. I've got to tell you about all Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Just did a thing with John the other day. We're talking about air conditioners and the fact that if you have a house, if yours is breaking down, there's a reason. If you had a new house built, what they do is they put in contractor style air conditioners, which are cheaper, and usually they aren't efficient. And if you're going to stay in your home a long time, you would want to put in a very efficient one to save money over the years. And they work better. So if you're looking for a new one, if you're broken, you've got an engine, a motor out, he was doing that the other day, the fins are damaged, whatever it might be, you just give them a call and they will help take care of that. It's all Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Just go to allutahplumbing.com. All
Now,
right.
I can't help but feel that maybe I'm too excited after I did the whole murder of the stock boys through the stocking robot in the grocery store.
I got some comments on
screenplay.
Facebook.
It is good, isn't it? Thank you, Charlene. I thought so too. But I now
This one
maybe,
says I'm kind of concerned about Erin.
now you're concerned.
Good point.
Okay, but everything has seemed to have taken a sinister bent for me. For instance,
Today,
papayas,
papayas.
Mexican papayas in particular.
What?
They're out to kill you.
Why?
They want to murder you and everyone you love.
I'm not really fond of papayas.
That's fortunate because they want to kill you.
I thought they would be sweeter, but they're
U.S.
not.
health officials say consumers should avoid a variety of papayas from Mexico. They're linked to a salmonella outbreak that's been blamed for the death of a person in New York City and sickening 46 others in 12 states, including here in Utah. The Food and Drug Administration said that it and the U.S. Centers for Disease Control are working with state health officials to track cases of the illness. It's bound to the papayas. They have the yellow skin when it's ripe and then the salmon-colored flesh. And they say that like 3 out of the 5 papayas that have been bought from this particular brand have had salmonella.
How do you tell?
So 3 out of 5 is not a good series of odds for you.
Had salmonella. Not as fun as you might think.
You had to register with the Utah State.
I did.
Like the Department of Health.
Unfortunately, it was during
like a typhoid Mary or something.
It happened during a holiday, and I didn't get diagnosed for 10 days. And they take your name down, and then the state calls you, and they say, "Where did you eat?" And I said, "It's my friend Rodney at Lake Powell. He tried to kill me with scrambled eggs."
I think we've all learned a lesson.
There's
here.
another recall. Speaking of Mexico, they're talking about tainted liquor. And they're talking about at the resort.
How so? How is it tainted?
They don't know. There's something weird about it. The
It's making them sick, or
alcohol content or something. The person fell in a pool and other people just like lose it, and get like smashed and stuff. And they say they were moderately drinking,
Is this like the devil's breath? Like maybe they snuck some of it into the...
I don't know, but I guarantee you no one's going to slow down their drinking in a Mexico resort. It's not going to happen.
It's like,
it's not.
Whatever happens, here we go.
You just
Something
make a
like
partner
that.
going, we're going to watch each other.
And when we both go crazy...
No, it's like, you drink, I'll watch you.
No one wants to be the designated driver.
Well, you know what that puts it up? Papayas, the other top killers. Cantaloupe, right? Bean sprouts. And that ice cream place that keeps shutting down.
I see. I'd be fine with eschewing the first three, but that fourth one seems really unfair.
You could spin the wheel and, take your shot.
It just doesn't seem right.
No.
All right, moving on. Christopher's. This is our big thank you. We've been doing this because
Winner.
we're so appreciative of you guys for joining us here on the morning stream. So, we have...
This just
thank you
in.
very much. We have dinner for 4 at Christopher's. Then you also get a wonderful limo ride from Executive Transportation, driving you around. You don't have to do parking. And Lisa P., congratulations. You are our winner today. We love you. Congratulations, Lisa P. We are
Nice
so
job.
happy for you. Enjoy yourself. And don't worry, you don't have to invite us, even though, you could have room for 2 other people if you wanted. Just go ahead and enjoy yourself.
All right, coming up next, a lady lives on an island off Canada with 300 horses
Wow.
alone.
Well, she's got
40,
the horses.
40 years. It's coming up next.
Todd and Erin's Morning Stream, brought to you by Black Diamond Experts. Electric, plumbing, heating, and air conditioning. You'll be glad you called an expert. Fink and McGregor, mortgages made simple. Make sure you go to fink-mcgregor.com and try out their 4-minute mortgage program. It's incredibly easy to find out whether you qualify. The Todd and Erin Morning Stream is actually available anytime at gephardtdaily.com. Just click on the Todd and Erin page.
All right, tell me something good. Welcome back, by the way. You going to tell me something good?
This one's pretty intense. I have a son who has a seizure disorder, so our boys have seizure disorders.
I have them too, because they're our boys.
Our boys have seizure disorders, so this is a big deal. John O'Rourke, nicest guy in the world. Can you put a picture of him up? He's an officer.
Is he?
He's a police officer, and
There
look
he
at
is.
that face.
Looks like a guy.
This is a guy I'm going to protect and serve. I'm a nice guy. Look, good guy. He's from Florida.
Right.
Well, he was on his way to his wedding, John O'Rourke, and as he was driving along, he stopped at a stoplight in Sanford, Florida, and he was right next to a Donuts to Go.
Oh, wait. This is a joke coming, isn't it?
You're thinking,
There's a
but
cop
wait.
in a donut
So
store.
while he looked over, he saw all these people, and they were kind of hovered, and he went, oh, that doesn't look good.
Right.
So he pulled over, stopped the car, went in, and this crowd was hovering over this little girl. She was only 3 years old, and she was having a seizure.
Oh, boy.
And I know that a lot of people don't understand what to do, but you should call 911. But they were all, I guess, shocked, and he said they were all just standing there.
Really quick. Don't put anything in their mouths.
Yes, please.
And don't restrain them. Just make sure they're not going to be whacking their arm
Just
or
don't let
something
them hurt
against something.
themselves. Yes,
so it's more of
please.
a containment, not grab them thing.
But-
Just a heads up.
And call 911. But
Yes.
in any case, so John went in, and he said, crap, you go call 911, because he says what you do is you try to break them out of their shock by pointing directly at one person.
Right.
You now have the responsibility. Go call 911.
Right.
So he got in there, and he knew how to work with him. So he got on the phone with the operator, said she stopped breathing, starts CPR and chest compressions for the little one, 3 years old. By the time the paramedics arrived, the little one had started breathing again. And John was given a free box of donuts as a thank you for his heroic actions.
I told you.
And when he told the story of why he was late to the wedding party at the church, he said, it was a donut shop. And they're like, you're making this up. You are
Stereotypical.
lying to us. And he goes, you just can't make this up. And he said, I sat there in my car with the donut box on my lap for about 20 minutes just processing everything. And it was just incredible. I mean, and the funny thing was
funny.
is that the only person who wasn't surprised was his bride to be Virginia. She
Of
goes,
course.
She said, that stuff happens all the time with John. She said, I wasn't even mad.
There must have been a moment, though, where she was going, where is he?
It's been an hour now, and I was
been
kind of
an
hoping
hour.
he might.
Maybe.
So, John, thank you.
We should call him.
So, John O'Rourke, thank you for saving that little one's life.
Good
Thank you
job.
for all the other people you saved, and I hope you enjoyed the donuts.
And thanks for making me cry so early in the show.
But he did. He just rolled his eyes. He's like, it had to be a donut shop.
It-
No one's going to believe me.
Powder and stuff and jelly, come in cinnamon as proof. This is my favorite story of the week.
This is the weirdest thing I've heard for Will. Explain this.
So there's a citizen scientist. You ever heard that word? A citizen scientist.
Is this someone
Yes.
who's self-chosen to become a scientist or a researcher?
And is studied and stuff, doesn't
Okay.
have a degree, but is really focused on one ecology or one little thing. And this is this lady. It's out of Canada. Her name's Zoe. And
I like her already.
Show her. Go ahead, show her. She's 67 years old. She lives in a wooden-clad house on Sable Island off the coast of Canada.
She's kind of adorable.
She is really adorable. And the funny thing about the island is she's the only one there. And it's shrouded in fog around 127 days a year. So if you picture the island King Kong was on, right?
Yeah.
It's always in the clouds.
Yeah.
So she lives there alone.
It's like that.
Yeah, and she's lived there. She came out in 1971 and made her home there.
So she's like Jane Goodall, but except for islands
right.
or something.
Yeah, she just kept bugging her parents. She goes, I'm going. And she rarely goes back to her hometown. And it's just an unusual thing. One thing is she needs supplies. They're either flown in or boated in. That's the only two ways to get there. She survives and studies the ecology. And one of the things she does, though, she covers the existence and studying this existence of horses, the 300 horses that were there, that were dropped off at some point. And
so she tracks the horses?
She tracks the horses and
Their habits, mating patterns, what?
She has a collection of skulls from the horses that have passed away. And what they're doing with those is trying to figure out how these horses evolved so quickly to live on this barren island.
Oh, so this is like a fascinating evolutionary kind of process.
She's
This is
just
something where she could really be involved in understanding evolution. That's cool.
And so she just studies it, and this island has a nickname, and it's called Graveyard Atlantic because it's had over 300 shipwrecks on it. How fun is that?
This is spooky.
This is a dream come true, actually. That'd be so cool to have your own place.
300 shipwrecks? So it's got a really treacherous terrain around it then.
People. Oh, it's shrouded. That's why. It's shrouded.
It's the shrouding.
127 days.
So she's perfectly happy being there all by herself for 40 years with just her and the horses.
Yeah.
Okay.
I could do that. Of course, with my family by my side.
Thank you.
You're
it's
welcome.
Nice that you thought of that a full 5 minutes into the story.
You see our drone? That's our drone.
It's our drone.
I'm going to show you the drone.
Our drone.
Wait, where's the story? So anyway, that's not it. Burglar disguises himself. No. I will tell you the story. Basically, what they found, what drones, may I show you? Drones are now being used to smuggle stuff, drone, into, bottom drone, side drone, upside down drone, smuggling stuff into prison. And you're probably thinking, well, what would they do?
Well, this is like that jailbreak where they smuggled in, like, the drone smuggled in the rope and the hacksaw or something.
Right,
yeah.
and also phones and stuff. And so this is like, there's bigger drones. This is our drone that flies. We have Monaco, he flies this thing. And so I was thinking, if you got good at this, what if you just needed something normal, Like if you were in prison, you said, I wish I had some coffee mate, and they would just land like that and take off like that.
Thank you, drone.
Maybe you had a sweet tooth and you wanted some candy, and just like drop it and they fly off. Or maybe you needed a brush. Anything. You could drone anything into the prison.
That was a very exciting demonstration.
What would you choose?
Candy, of course.
You'd choose candy?
Duh.
That's such a cool drone.
And so, don't the guards shoot the drone down when the drone arrives
Well, no,
over the
I
wall?
don't think so. No, don't start it up.
Hi, honey.
And it's flying back to its case.
Okay, it's flying back to its case.
Monaco doesn't even trust us with the drone for more than 3 minutes.
I don't think he liked me touching it, to be honest.
He likes
Sorry.
his drone. He likes his drone.
He does like his drone. So anyway, yeah, it was bringing in dope. It was bringing in weapons, shanks, knives, and all this stuff. And eventually, that's what they did. They blew it out of the air.
I would think that would be a priority. If I saw a strange drone coming over the walls of a prison as a prison guard, I would go, This probably is not by accident.
Well, in Monaco's, ours can fly 5 miles away. So you think they could triangulate the signal and RF and then interfere with it, which you can actually. But it's 5 miles away.
Yeah, and you got a shotgun.
And you can fly blind. You can get down and just watch your screen and fly it. So
Isn't that amazing?
because you're
5
illegal.
miles away.
You're illegal.
I know, but that's so cool.
So
that
what
can
would
do
you
it from
have?
such a distance.
Seriously, what would you have if you were in prison and you wanted something and you go out into the yard and
Can I carry a laptop?
no, you don't have Wi-Fi anyway because it
Phone?
would be secured because it's a prison.
My phone. I would want my phone.
You want your phone?
Well, it can't carry you. You're too heavy.
Oh, you're in
You
prison.
know, you need to be practical about these things.
My wife's a felon. Okay,
Don't look so
if
happy
you are,
about that.
what did you go to jail for? Since you're so good at storytelling today.
Oh, I already know. No,
whisper, just
no,
whisper
because
to me.
you would think it would be something like I would
If
try.
this is something you're really planning to do, don't say it.
Oh no! But no, like you would think that maybe you'd really want to be like if you're going to go big, you go big. Like you would want to be like a jewel thief or something. No, my thing would be very very simple. It would be homicide. It would be aggravated assault. It would be
On
somebody.
who?
It would be somebody in the passing lane talking on their cell phone and weaving gently back and forth, going about 47 miles an hour. And I will be racing down the highway trying to get to some sort of medical related emergency with my children because they always have them. And then I will eventually push their car off the road, and then I will get out and I'll beat them to a pulp with their own cell phone, and then I will be handcuffed and thrown up against the hood of my car, even though the police will whisper into my ear, they totally deserved it. Thus, my jail sentence will be shortened and the parole board will grant me almost immediate release.
You know what the drone needs to bring to you? Xanax. Lots and lots of Xanax.
That'll never be enough to stop me from hating people in the passing lane. It's a passing lane.
Just a little
Passing lane. You go
scary.
into the passing lane. You go out of the passing lane once you've passed somebody.
I think they understand.
No, apparently not.
Well, okay.
Who's with me?
Okay.
You know you do it too.
Hey, coming up next, Erin's going to tell you what's going on this weekend in case you haven't made plans yet.
There's an extended run of something cool.
Next.
We're brought to you this morning by Executive Transportation. Elegant service, professional style. Go to executiveutah.com. And All Utah Plumbing. Your home deserves the best. 24-hour emergency service at alutahplumbing.com. Did you know you can catch the Todd and Erin morning stream any time of the day or night on Facebook, YouTube, and SoundCloud, and GephardtDaily.com?
Hi, welcome back. Todd and Erin Morning Stream, GephardtDaily.com.
Oh, this is... Saturday's
So-
Voyeur
oh
has
my
extended
gosh.
their run. Do you remember that one time we went?
We haven't been forever.
I know, we have one of the cool little table sites that
Right.
you can actually have like a little picnic or something while you're watching the play.
Nice.
This year's was apparently so popular that they've extended the run. It's entitled the SH blank T show. And then it's got, I guess, that in parentheses in Russian. And in the style of a Mission Impossible James Bond spy drama, the 3-act musical satire takes place on 3 momentous days after the 2016 election, after the inauguration, and then the 3rd act after the 110th day in office. So we visited Utah State Liquor Store, Jason Chaffetz's congressional office, and the Donald's infamous estate down in Florida, and attempt to figure out what exactly is going on in our crazy world and if there really is a connection. But it really is supposed to be incredibly funny. So the run's been extended. It's going to go through September 10th, so you can still buy tickets now for normal prices instead of the hysterical scalping ones.
And by the way, if you're a religious person and stuff like that, it's still funny. It's gentle and it's fun. And so I just want to say that.
Come on, no, you do have to understand that because some of the characters are like, for instance, the manager of the liquor store, and her most frequent customer is Buddy Holly, back from the dead, and also Alexa and Siri, the 2 voices.
Right.
They're 2 big stars: Jason Chaffetz, Orrin Hatch, and then the Pussy Hat Marchers. So you know, there's a group of
There is.
weirdness. Oh, and Vladimir Putin is in it too.
Oh, great. Daisy's coming up with information.
I think that's important that we go to her for global headlines in the Gephardt Daily Newsroom. She's brought to you by Fink and McGregor. Mortgages made simple. All you have to do is go to fink-mcgregor.com, a local company for the last 15 years. Executive Transportation, professional, discreet service. All you have to do to book a ride is go to executiveutah.com. And Black Diamond Experts. That's electric, plumbing, heating, and air. BlackDiamondExpert.com. Daisy, what's going on?
Hello again, Todd and Erin. Here's a look at national and world headlines on GebhartDaily.com. Republican lawmakers have blocked a vote on a bill that would allow Veterans Affairs doctors to recommend medical marijuana to patients in states where the drug is legal. The House Rules Committee stopped a vote on the Veterans Equal Access Amendment, keeping the measure from being funded next year. The sponsor of the House provision, Rep. Earl Blumenauer, an Oregon Democrat, said he was bitterly disappointed that his amendment was sidelined. With marijuana illegal under federal law, VA physicians and other providers are prohibited from recommending medical marijuana or filling out the needed paperwork. The U.S. Department of State is warning people traveling to Mexico about possibly tainted alcoholic beverages. The warning comes amid growing reports from travelers who say they fell ill and experienced blackouts after drinking at resorts in Cancun and Playa del Carmen. Many victims reported losing consciousness after only a drink or two and woke hours later with no recollection of what had happened. Hundreds of people with long white beards and dressed in red suits and caps have gathered in Denmark for the annual World Santa Claus Congress. Santas from around the world have been making the trip to the amusement park north of Copenhagen since 1957. The World Santa Claus Congress calls itself a professional forum and social meeting place for real Santas from all around the world. Santas taking part in the annual meeting are treated to roller coaster rides, a day at the beach, and other Santa-themed activities. They also stay in a fancy hotel. The conference runs for 4 days and ends with a Santa pentathlon on the final day. I want to go. That's it for this edition of World Headlines. For more news from around the globe and here at home, go to GebhartDaily.com. Todd and Erin, back to you.
All right, thanks, Daisy.
All right, excuse me, I'm all choked up. We were talking about Black Diamond experts, and I just wanted to remind you with this recent spate of storms and how people were walking into their basement going, oh crap. Todd and I were actually walking through a home that we were looking at renting, and the guy was so proud, and we went downstairs and stepped in this, and the entire carpeted thing was like underwater, and he goes, this never happens.
We went, oh, sure.
And so I kind of went, you could call Black Diamond experts. They're really nice, and they have 24-hour service. I didn't find out how that turned out for him. But the point is this. They have 24-hour service. Accidents happen, and it's never at a convenient time. So that's when they show up. Now, they are licensed, bonded, and insured. So whoever shows up at your door is someone you can count on. And then when they give you the bid, that is what you end up paying at the end. You do not sit here and go, wait, what is the little extra super widget charge? It's none of that stuff. You get what they bid. They get the job done well, they get it right, and then you pay exactly what they promised. So it's just nice to have somebody like that who does exactly what they say they're going to do. So it's blackdiamondexperts.com.
Finally, the proof has come out. I'm going to show you something, and I want you to brace yourselves, because now, finally, this is just rock-solid evidence that ghosts exist. Watch this. Look,
Really?
Look. Right?
Wait, that's your...
It's a ghost. It's a ghost. You can
No, that's
tell
a guy wearing a sheet.
because of the sheet. It's a guy in
It's
China. It's Chinese ghost.
Why is the guy wearing a sheet?
That's why he's kind of short.
Why is he wearing a sheet?
He's a ghost, I'm telling you.
Uh-huh.
So it's a Chinese place in China. And he decided he's a thief. Okay, it's not a ghost. So
He thought that he would disguise himself from the security monitoring cameras by wearing a sheet and pretending to be a ghost.
He ripped down a curtain and put it around him and went in to steal stuff, you know. Mm-hmm. And he got caught.
Did he still have the sheet?
He never took the sheet off, and he still got caught.
Whoa.
Do you know how? Don't arrest me.
Because he's the guy wearing a sheet running down the street?
No, because can you go back to the shot really quick? The reason he got caught is, see the stairwell?
Yeah.
He came around without the sheet on, looked at the camera.
Then went back up and caught something.
And then went down, cut the curtain down, and came up and did the Casper the stupid ghost thing.
They'll never find me now.
Never see me now.
He really came down, stopped, gave them a full frontal shot, and then went up and got
I'm not sure
curtain.
it was a frontal shot.
I meant.
Okay. Ow. Okay, coming up, the Eclipse. The Eclipse.
Are you getting excited? Because this is amazing.
I'm a nerd about this. Rexburg, Idaho, is about to increase to 200,000 people from 20. Coming up next.
We're brought to you this morning by Executive Transportation. Elegant service, professional style. Go to executiveutah.com. And All Utah Plumbing. Your home deserves the best. 24-hour emergency service at allutahplumbing.com. Did you know you can catch the Todd and Erin morning stream any time of the day or night on Facebook, YouTube, and SoundCloud, and GephardtDaily.com?
All right, you said you got something creepy.
Oh, so this isn't creepy at all. Okay. Here's the things that can actually be done to you that the police can't do anything about. So you should enjoy this. For instance, this one lovely lady, Michelle, she lives in Eagle Mountain, which Todd and I have long held must be built on an Indian burial ground. Because this is the place, remember, where all the mayors start going crazy after a while, like the one who faked their own kidnapping.
I thought it was the water.
And so seriously, we were trying to go through it like, it's got to be an Indian burial.
It's got to be, poltergeist.
Because disproportionately weirder stories come out of Eagle Mountain. So here's one. So Michelle was looking out the window while she was washing the dishes one day, and she realized someone was pointing a video camera up at her house. And when he saw me, he hurried off. So she said, well, that's scary. And so she talked to a couple of her neighbors near Turnberry Road, and they said, we've seen this guy.
What?
He's always going around, and he's snapping photos around the parks and the pools, where the kids are, and he's got his tripod and his camera in hand, and they started freaking out. So they called the police, and they said, there's this guy, like this stalker, this dude who's wandering around doing this stuff. And the worries didn't, subsided on when they found out that he was identified as Philip Boswell Case. Would you like to show his picture?
Hi, Philip.
This is creepy Philip Boswell Case.
Welcome to jail.
Philip is currently awaiting trial for 7 second-degree felony charges of sexual exploitation of a minor. This stems from a 2015 case where prosecutors alleged that he had sold an external hard drive. This is a man who doesn't think things through, that contained child pornography. So this isn't the guy you really want walking around your neighborhood.
So wait a minute. You're telling me that he's outside someone's house? Wandering
around. He's more or less, they say, Utah County Sheriff Sergeant Spencer Cannon said they responded to the calls, and all they could do was say, hey, you can't go on the golf course property, because that was the only private property. He's been camping in a ravine by the neighborhood, and they said, and according to the sergeant, Case had apparently told the deputies that, I'm just photographing wildlife. Now, legally, there's nothing they can do.
Yeah, but accidents happen.
But
equipment gets broken.
I thought that was the most random thing I'd ever heard. That's how exceptionally creepy you can be. Because with really good lenses, you can zoom in like half a mile, right? I mean, something crazy.
You can have optics that do scary stuff. Yeah.
So
I think he needs an accident.
That seems extra creepy to me.
I think he needs an accident in the ravine.
But there's literally nothing they can do.
Oh, you wouldn't get caught doing it. Bringing a
I'm pretty sure that
little Rottweiler, go to the ravine, throw a goodie in there. Accidents happen, my friends. Accidents
I'm not sure you should even be saying that, really.
Oh, not that I would have anything to do with that.
Because
I'm busy getting ready for the eclipse.
Happy change of pace. Go on.
I love this. You know how I am about this stuff.
Yes.
And this comes from NASA, so you know it's real. It's not fake NASA. It's real. Look at that.
Ooh, that looks amazing.
Don't get all excited, because that's not it.
Oh.
No, August 21st, sorry. It's going to be a total eclipse of the sun. What song is the total eclipse of the
heart?
Of the heart.
Tyler.
So,
when's the last time we've seen a solar eclipse? Much less a full one.
Well, the cool thing is it's going across the United States.
So we actually get a chance to see it, because usually it's like, it's in Australia.
70-mile swath comes through the United States, come through Idaho. Rexburg is dead center on it. And they're already getting concerned, because Rexburg's about 20,000 people.
And you're like, I don't think we've got
30,000 people. And they're figuring 200,000 people are going to show up.
Easily, yeah.
And part of Idaho, if you know, to the west coast, going west, there's mountains, desert, hard to get to. So Rexburg is kind of an area that...
It's like the convenient sort of gathering. I really want to take the trailer and take the kids up.
I know.
I really want to do that.
So, okay, first of all, safety warnings. This is not like a lunar eclipse. This is a solar eclipse. You can't look at it with your eye. Duh. Do you remember?
People will still try.
Do you remember we used to take tin foil and we'd cut a piece of cardboard out. We put the tin foil over it. You take a pin and you poke a little hole in it, and then you aim it at. You can't look. You aim it and you shine the light on a piece of paper, and you can see the eclipses, which is way cool.
Don't they have those cool glasses now, though, that filter?
What, arts and crafts is dead with you?
No, I want to be a scientist.
Yeah, you can get the glasses. There's a lot of libraries who are handing them out, and a lot of people go, "I'm going to make my own." Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't
do that.
One thing you can use, but don't take my word for this: welders' masks. But there's certain grades of welders' masks as far as
This sounds like a horror movie. All these people walking around bumping into each other in this little tiny, just, isolated town wearing welders' masks.
And then what happens?
I don't know, but I'm really getting into the horror movie vibe now.
Right.
Right?
So what does this
No, because-
solar eclipse
no,
does?
because-
What to people?
But see, this is the thing, though. So many people look at the solar eclipse without knowledge of what it would do, and they all turn terribly blind. So there's pandemonium, people running through the streets, and only the mysterious, monstrous people in the welders' masks are walking around, who are really secret government operatives who are here to study, like, a small, isolated town, so they can find out what they could do to, like, contain them with strange and mysterious crops. No,
Circles, maybe. No.
chemicals.
Chemicals.
Chemtrails.
Chemtrails.
Yeah, it'd be great. And that's how we find out they're the government operatives. They're the ones with the welders' masks, with the correct, degree.
This is why I don't need cable. I have her.
All right, that's 3 stories today. You're
That is
welcome.
really good.
You're welcome.
A couple more things. Pinhole thing. I'm going to give you some information here one more time.
Okay.
About safety. Television. You got to look at this. Television is offering a special live program. It's called Eclipse Across America, and NASA's putting it together. Real-time coverage, coast to coast.
Oh, that's
they got
so
other
cool.
stories. You're going to drop in and see other places where they're broadcasting from. Libraries, museums, stadiums, festivals, museums all across.
That is so cool.
And show them the graphic again because I want the safety stuff to be up there. If you see that,
You're going blind.
And by the way, you can pause right now and write this down. Get the link, okay? So
It's eclipse2017.nasa.gov/safety.
Yeah, just pause the show, and you got it, okay? And so that way, you can protect you and your kids because there are some glasses out there that actually aren't rated for solar eclipses.
Can you believe this is... I don't think we've ever had a full solar eclipse in our lifetime, have we?
I haven't seen one. I don't know. I don't know if I've seen one. I'm not sure how long ago it was. But anyway, 14 states, and we're so lucky, and it's happening during the day.
And we're that close.
Wouldn't that be horrible?
That's why it's a solar eclipse, kitten. Because it's during the day.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay. I'm just the cute one. Killer butts.
Okay, I saw this story, and you're going to have to explain this one. I'm not... How did the butt kill?
Evidently, and this is scientific, but evidently in Brazil, men fancy big booty.
Oh, the Oakland booty, totally. Totally.
They got the booty going.
Oh, yeah, so no, actually, did you know that Rio de Janeiro, it has the highest concentration of plastic surgery in the world?
They were saying that.
Yeah, butt implants are... I was about to go huge there, but then it seemed stupid to say it like that. But yes,
Miss
they're
Gamma.
very popular.
Miss Gamma's down there, and she was killed.
Is this one of the... Did you
There
say...
she is.
Oh, she's very pretty. Is she one of the
she's
women who got one?
No, she's the person who did it to people.
Is she a plastic surgeon?
No. The first hint
Oh.
was it was in a garage.
She was doing plastic surgery in her garage, and no one seemed to think that was a problem.
She was being accused of using really strong stuff that wasn't made for people.
Yeah. Oh my God! Like Fix-A-Flat, industrial silicone for buttock enlargement.
Yeah.
Okay, Fix-A-Flat. She. Oh wow!
Right?
At the time of her death, she was facing court action over the charges that she pretended to be a doctor. Once again, garage.
I don't know one woman who wants her butt bigger.
No, there's just...
I don't know one
No,
woman
there's-
in my entire life who said, you know what, I wish my butt was bigger.
No, it's bigger. It started kind of with Jennifer Lopez and the whole Latino craze of the big booty, and they call it the Oakland booty.
Oh, I'm
now.
not saying it's
The
not
girls want the
attractive.
booty.
I'm just saying that, does this butt look make my butt look big? The
And
answer
you're
is,
supposed to go, yeah.
what if it makes a noise when you sit down? Like a gushing noise or something.
Wow.
It could.
So at least 10 women came forward saying that their bodies were ruined and they've all suffered long-term health
So,
problems.
they say-
And she said, well, people knew the risks. You're a non-doctor practicing
I think when
surgery in your garage, lady.
I think I heard the aerosol can fix-a-flat going, I would have looked back at some point. And plus that stuff's green. I don't know if you knew that. And basically they think this was a revenge killing.
Oh, she died? What happened?
They shot her.
What
And
would
the
make
police, because the way they shot her, showed vengeance and hatred. I'm not sure there's a place you could shoot someone that didn't say that, but evidently they knew she was disliked intensely, and maybe some husband's woman got her butt done by this woman, and it didn't turn out well.
Well, on the bright side, she's not doing any more butt enhancement surgery. So I
And
guess...
there's no malpractice going on.
All right, horror story with the butt enhancement.
No, let's just move on. I want
All
to
right.
say thank you.
Savage doctor surgically operating in her garage, and she decides to see if she
You
can
keep
recreate
going.
entire second buttocks.
Thanks for watching
So what
us
she could
on
do
the,
is that
Todd
she's
and
thinking,
Erin
what if I
daily
could create a
stream?
second set of
And,
buttocks
we're gonna
above
see
the
you
buttocks,
Monday.
below so that when the
And,
lower buttocks drop,
in
you
the
still have a
meanwhile,
secondary
just
buttocks,
cleanse your
and you can say,
palate.
no, look how
We
high my
have,
butt still is because here's
some
the
bees
secondary
down at
buttocks.
Wheeler Farm.
So while
We'll see
she's
you Monday.
operating, and she's trying to create the seventh level of buttocks, and that's when she starts realizing